In the year of our overlord 2025, we find ourselves standing knee-deep in the quagmire of cinema's latest artistic apocalypse, the barbification of film. Yes, dear viewer, the end is nigh, and it is pink, or teal, or sometimes a radioactive green. But always one or two colors, no more, no less, to signal to our feeble minds what we are supposed to feel, consume, and Instagram about. This phenomenon, an unholy marriage of aesthetic monotony and weaponized nostalgia, has infected every aspect of movie making, from posters to production design, all the way down to the very pixels of your streaming screen. But who, or what, is to blame for this garish monoculture? Not capitalism, of course. Perish the thought. Let us begin with the obvious. Barbie 2023. It is no accident that Greta Gerwig's magnum opus, or perhaps her magnum open wound, is the scapegoat for this cultural scourge. With its suffocating palette of bubblegum pinks and cotton candy blues, Barbie didn't just redefine the color wheel, it incinerated it, leaving behind a binary hellscape of chromatic oppression. The film's success, both critical and commercial, convinced every studio executive that audiences crave films as visually digestible as a cereal box. Why explore complex narratives or nuanced themes, they seem to ask, when we can slap two colors on a movie and call it a day? Before we continue our video that promotes high art and integrity, let's take a word from our sponsor, CanFail. Are you tired of websites that stand out, sparkle, and scream originality? Well, you're in luck. CanFail is the revolutionary tool that strips all the pesky personality and uniqueness out of web design, leaving you with something that's, well, adequate at best. Why choose CanFail? Limited options. Pick from an incredible 2 templates, bland, corporate, and generic blogger number 42. No customization, fonts, colors, forget about them. Your site will look exactly like everyone else's because standing out is overrated, buggy by design. Nothing says professional like links that break and images that don't load. Uninspiring stock photos. Who needs brand identity when you have blurry pictures of strangers shaking hands? CanFail, where mediocrity is the goal. Don't let your website shine. Sign up today and embrace the beige. Back to the video. Consider, for instance, The Contagion's most recent victim, Dune Part 2. Denis Villeneuve's cinematic epic, once praised for its sprawling desert landscapes and intricate storytelling, has been reduced to a beige and teal Instagram filter masquerading as a movie. The once majestic sandworms now look like props designed to match Zendaya's smoky eye makeup, and Timothée Chalamet's Paul Atreides has been rendered into a walking Pantone swatch. This is not artistic vision, this is aesthetic fascism. The roots of this malady run deep. Let us not forget the monochrome reign of The Matrix and its brood of imitators, all drenched in that signature sickly green. Or the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where entire galaxies are reduced to murky shades of orange and blue, like a perpetual sunset on a polluted alien planet. But where those films at least had the decency to justify their palettes through thematic resonance or world building, today's barbified cinema wields color with the subtlety of a sledgehammer. And what of the filmmakers themselves? Are they not complicit in this aesthetic homogenization? Consider Wes Anderson, the self-proclaimed godfather of the curated color palette. His meticulously crafted worlds have inspired a generation of directors to sacrifice narrative coherence on the altar of symmetry and pastel hues. Or Christopher Nolan, whose commitment to shades of grey, both moral and visual, has left us all in a perpetual state of cinematic overcast. But the barbification of cinema is not merely a visual phenomenon, it is a philosophical one. It represents the triumph of style over substance, of branding over storytelling, of Instagram grids over intellectual engagement. In this brave new world, films are not made to be watched. They're made to be consumed, dissected and regurgitated into bite-sized social media posts. They are not art, they are content. So what is to be done? How do we resist this chromatic tyranny? Perhaps the answer lies in embracing the very chaos that barbified cinema seeks to suppress. Let us demand movies that defy categorization, that revel in visual dissonance, that explode the very notion of a unified aesthetic. Or perhaps we should just watch Barbie again. After all, it's a pretty good movie. In conclusion, dear viewer, the barbification of cinema is not merely a crisis of color, it is a crisis of imagination. And while it would be easy to point fingers at the usual suspects, the studios, the algorithms, the merch tables at Hot Topic, let us instead blame literally anything else. The downfall of cinema, like the downfall of Rome, is a complex tapestry of interconnected forces. But whatever the reason, one thing is certain, the future of film is bright. And by bright, I mean pink.
But I'd rather smoke crack and heroin at the same time than do shit that is meant for whipped cream and drinks. Fuck that galaxy gas, I'd rather bust down lines of meth on the sinks. You're retarded if you use galaxy gas, nitrous oxide just to get high and put you on your ass.